Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Elspeth, the painting healer, and today I'm going to be taking a look into the energy of someone that's very celebrated in my neighborhood and around the world. They are a very strong spirit, and if I had to guess I would say, but with soft hands. He is beloved. He is very supported, and right now he is undertaking an enormous feat. He's trying to save his country from being overrun by Russia. I am talking about Volodymyr Zelensky. So let's meet up on the page and see what we find when we go to the energy of Zelensky in watercolor. All right, let's open the call with Volodymyr Zelensky. I'm going to start with his eyes. I'm going to start with yellow. Okay, so first image is him as a 10-year-old, and he's wearing like a cream tracksuit. So, feels like the 80s, because I can see like video footage, you know, like the grainy video, and I can hear like tinny music from cassette players. There's an air of excitement but also chaos, and I can hear like whistling up ahead. I'm gonna guess it's like what a missile strike would sound like. So in this vision, now I don't know what exactly was happening at that time. I was probably, I'm a few years younger than him, so I would have been similar in age. But in this vision that he's showing me, he's about 10 years old. He's in a cream pale tracksuit. So he's quite comfortable, and he's with his family. He's in his town, in his city, and I can hear like the piercing sound of a whistle coming from the sky, followed by like a thunderclap far away. So there's impending doom. There's also, but I feel like that's an isolated thing. And then I see like, after that, I just feel like movement, like people scattering, like families migrating. The community is dispersing. But it is in daylight, this vision, so that's interesting. It's cold. It's like springtime. And he's just a boy, just sort of getting his senses. And it's confusing for him because on one level, the world is very prosperous. Like in America, America is very strong at this time. and they're really dominating culture. I mean, more than ever before. There's like Michael Jackson, there's Coca-Cola, there's even African Americans are really in the spotlight right now in sports, and America just seems like the epitome of freedom and wealth and just independence, in terms of, he often wonders what the kids in America are experiencing right now. You know, he's wearing similar clothes right now. He's wearing tracky dacks, as we would call it in Australia, a tracksuit, sweatpants, and a sweatshirt. So for all intents and purposes, he sometimes likes to sort of fantasize, like if he was in New York right now, someone could mistake him as a local New Yorker. He loves kind of wandering in his mind. So that's what he sees, is that even where he lives, where there's uncertainty and there's chaos and there's I feel like there's low-level crime, like there's almost like a form of sort of mafia, like in the neighborhood kind of sense, that you still have to like watch your step where he is amongst his own people, that there's, you know, corruption, and that some people are really doing well materially, but that he also feels like this is a major breaking point for the soul of, you know, he's got his family has instilled him with their rich history, and that includes the Second World War and the Holocaust, and extraordinary tales of survival and the strength of the human spirit and the human heart, just as closely related to him as his own grandpa. And yet there's also this new sort of diversion where he sees people around him, people that also had grandparents that went through that, being seduced by American capitalism. He can see it in the popular culture of his country, and TV and stuff, and it feels like it feels cheap. All right, so that's just one scene. I'm gonna move on from that, and I'd like to tune into him right now. Okay, so I'm hearing him just sort of speak that while the ground is uncertain, his people are totally and completely galvanized and united. And that in itself is such a wonderful and important victory to celebrate, because what he has with his people and his country is a united front and a solidarity that is really the envy of the world, is how he feels. He is so proud of where his country is at spiritually. and that the outcome is never certain, it's never definite, it's going to change. If they're successful in this battle, well, that's fantastic, and that's what his main immediate mission is. But no matter what, his part that he has played in bringing everyone together and really summoning up all the courage and all the strength of his people. He's so humbled and so proud of them. And they really needed to come together in this strong way. And they will be very successful in the war. Each battle is, you know, the stocks go up and down. And sometimes it just looks devastating from the outside. And he wants to sort of keep it under wraps. When they are doing well, he doesn't want everyone to know. He is determined to be successful and to remain sovereign. And I think for him, knowing that if they can get there spiritually as a country first, then that will set the tone. That does set the tone, and it has set the tone for any possibility of victory after. And that any chance of victory would have been totally impossible without being one people, one vision, one dream. So, in the most important ways, he has already achieved success. And every little battle that follows, that continues, is simply just a result of the temperature of how they are as a nation and their faith. This is just the biggest test of faith that they've ever encountered in his lifetime. That's all it is. And he likes to break it down into the smallest possible steps. So I'm actually having a little bit of challenge seeing, I guess I chose like, it's like I'm painting yellow on white. It's, the sunlight is really hitting it. Okay, here we go. That's better. Thank you for the cloud. It's almost like it heard me. Well, I think that whatever happens while I'm painting sometimes helps to tell the story. You know, it really does feel like a collaborative effort with the water and the sun and the elements while I'm doing these first parts. I include it all. He has such a strong love, such a strong relationship with his wife. So in so many ways, you know, what he saw growing up was this sort of fake united front from America, and it kind of sickened him to see Eastern Europe be seduced into that capitalist fantasy at the expense of everything that they had learned through the war was now this like fake gold, gaudy, like just trashy, nothing of real substance. it's no surprise that America is, you know, America, he sees America as dealing with a similar situation, you know, being overtaken by Russia. In that he doesn't believe that the majority of American people are supporting Trump. And so he sees America as a fractured country. And he sees Ukraine as a united country. So all that sort of envy, I don't think he was personally envious of America, but America did appear to be, was broadcasting itself to be as the strongest, most united country in the world when he was growing up. And now he can see right through it. And he feels sorry for America. He feels sad for America because he knows that there's a lot of people's hopes and dreams that were kind of washed away in the turbulence as well. That unless you've really faced the hardship and the death and the raw sort of life on life's terms extremes that people in his country have faced, then you don't know what you're made of, and you don't know what you're living for. It's just an endless buffet of meaningless, tasteless food. But his people understand how to make a sumptuous banquet out of the basic ingredients of life. And given the opportunity, they're going to have the biggest bounce back that the world has ever seen. It really is like, as Esther Hicks often talks about, when you put a cork and you submerge it underwater and then you release it, and the bounce back is extraordinary. It just bounces right up above the surface. That's his vision for Ukraine, and that's what he really feels. So the day-to-day tallying the score of whether they're winning or losing, and who's supporting them or not, you know, where does America stand in the support, all of that is just the little splashing waves on top of the surface of the water. But deep below the surface, he is where the tectonic plates are shifting. And what he has experienced through this passage of time, being the leader of his country, is that he can feel the tectonic plates of his country shifting. And he has experienced the strength and the heart and the ingenuity and the brilliance and the innovation that's going to propel them forward for generations to come. I do feel like this war that's been going on for a few years, it's compounded, it's revealing a lot of compounded grief and compounded repression. And so he sees his mission as staying laser focused on the positive, and when I say that, I mean in a very wholehearted way. He understands that it would be so easy for the wrong person in his position to become the enemy, really, to absorb all the same characteristics of the force that they're fighting. So his strength is staying grounded and very close in touch with his people, because he knows that he is not just the ambassador for them, but he is embodying their spirit. He's lending his strength, he's lending his enlightened ability to rise above, and he's aware of his personal strength and his personal, he knows that he doesn't really know where his strength and his wisdom comes from, but he trusts it, and that's all he has to do. But he has lifetimes of experience, and he's so ready to lend his faith and courage to his people for this moment. He's exactly in the right place at the right time. And I think that his power is that he is surrendered to the outcome. He's not fixated on, he doesn't need to win a battle to feel successful. He needs to feel completely galvanized as one unit with his people. And he knows that the result of total alignment will bring the success they want materially and with physical and emotional and financial security. All those things will just follow in the steps of their ultimate alignment. So I think what he's doing on a large scale is what everyone around the world is doing on a micro scale, actually, with all the turbulence that's happening. And I'm not minimizing his particular situation, but I think that with a lot of these personal narratives, what I learned in film school was that, you know, the personal is universal, and if you can find a way to bring any individual circumstance into a universal story that everyone can relate to, then you've got something engaging. And really there is always a way to find common ground. And I think that that is also another one of Zelensky's strengths, is he's a fabulous communicator. And being stationed in the arts, he learned how to move people, how to grow people, because it's all about our collective evolution, really. And he's an incredible, he's an alchemist, he's a storyteller, he's a warrior in the true sense, because he harnesses the power of love for his people, love for humanity, and he engages that love from all of the collective hearts around the world. And I think what his specific battle is showing the rest of the world is that you must have alignment, otherwise you're going to have fractured energy. and fractured strength. And then even if you have all of the commercial and financial prosperity, you might have it for a moment, but it's flimsy, it's short-lived, it's fake. If you don't have your heart and soul intact and in alignment, and if you're not trying to move everyone forward and make the world better for everyone and all living things, and the climate and the children, and then you sort of deserve to go under. All that being said, Putin is a prick, in his words. And he's not going to give him the satisfaction. And he also detects weakness. He tastes blood in the water. And he is poised at this very moment in time to be successful in all ways. He doesn't want to just have a spiritual united front with his country. He wants it to be visible in all ways. And when they have financial power, and when they have their assets restored and their sovereignty restored, they're going to use it for good. And they're going to lead. And he's not going to be too proud to help other nations that have definitely lost their course. He's very humble. He's very sincere. And if he died today, he would be proud of himself and proud of his family and proud of his country. So that's another feature of his strength, is that he feels like he's died so many times. Like part of him has died with everyone that's died in his country, and he doesn't fear death. He has moved beyond the physical, and his spirit is just so strong. He has, like, if his spirit was Wi-Fi, it would be like incredible broadband that reaches around the world. He's very smart, and I feel like I need to read books. I feel like I just need to, like, just maybe study a thesaurus every day as a new meditation practice, because when I read people like Zelensky, I'm really, I know that there's probably a language barrier, and that the words that I'm feeling from him I can't find in English, because the words that I'm feeling from him are just so much better than anything I have. Yeah, I think that would be worthwhile, just looking at a thesaurus once in a while. Okay, I'd like to go in, and I think that I've really touched on a lot of things. So next up, I'm getting inspired to talk about food. He loves his food. And I'm seeing like a boysenberry, or it's like a blackberry. I think that it's probably, no, I need different paints. What do I need? I'm feeling something from, maybe, okay, just for fun, this could be a little risky. I feel like using a little tiny bit of ink. There's some kind of berry that's available in Ukraine, and his idea of like the most delicious treat would be like a pie or like some sort of a crumble that his grandma made. It's so juicy, it's so rich. There's like brown sugar and butter, and it's crunchy and it's juicy, and that's what I'm picking up. It's absolutely delicious. He loves his dessert. Yeah, and he loves music too. I pick up that he plays music, that he can play music. He's creative, he has artistic abilities. He doesn't like have the time to want to spend his time painting at this point, but he's very good at sketching. He has a very whimsical knack for sketching. He has such a great, rich sense of humor. Another special power that he has is he makes people feel so good. He has this incredible ability to lift people up and to make them feel so seen and appreciated. He's so good at the formalities, like respect, showing respect, and making people feel what like the highest form of respect is. He's like his soldiers, when he greets them, they feel so respected, so divinely appreciated, and that's contagious. People love feeling that they're part of something really important with Zelensky. Even if they were doing something really whimsical, he has the power to make people feel like they are doing their most important life's work right now with him, and that he has full belief in them. And that makes them feel like no matter what happens on the field, they are successful already, because the way they feel with him is impeccable. It's incredible. They feel like they're on the ultimate team of good guys. And being part of that is really an extraordinary feeling. Extraordinary. These young men and women that he works with are so lucky to have him. They are all so lucky. They have something really special going on. Those hundreds of thousands of people working together, have something very special. And that's interesting, because from the outside, oh no, poor Ukraine, oh no, what happened today? Oh, the drone hits and all this and that. But actually, the party is over there with them. They have all the energy. They have all the heart. You know what, I'm going to leave it on this note. Remember that show, Friday Night Lights? And their mantra before they went on the field was, clear eyes, full heart, can't lose. That's what Zelensky is. He is the coach. Gosh, what a beautiful, beautiful heart. He looks a bit like Tobey Maguire right now. Yeah, maybe I can furrow his brow a bit. Let's put, I mean, it is war after all. Let's put some detail in here. Oh, that was quite black, wasn't it? I'm gonna lighten this up in a second, but it's unbelievable that this is happening at the same time. Like, I find it unbelievable that wars are happening. It just feels so outdated. Like, that's our mode of working things out. And ultimately, like, to possess other countries and people, and I can't believe that this is actually happening, and he can't believe that it's happening sometimes too. When he, oops, there was something on that brush that I didn't know about. Yeah, let's clean this up a bit. No one would ever wish to have the challenges that he has, but who wouldn't want to have the incredible, sparkling, gilded soul that he has? I mean, really, top tier. He's in for a lot of good luck. I see his life as one of extremes, but that he's also cashing in on this, in this life. He has a lot of, his capacity to receive love is also huge. And so I feel that no matter what it might look like on the outside, he is receiving so much love. And he is receiving so much appreciation. And his role as passing on that love and support and encouragement and helping people fight for their lives, I mean, that's kind of an enviable position. If you compare that to a ticket inspector who's just handing out parking tickets that no one likes, and you compare that to Zelensky, where he just has incredible bravery and strength and humility and courage and love and ingenuity and energy. He has energy. God, when you just, like, I see images of Trump and I just don't see any energy there at all. It's like, lucky for him he has the team of puppet masters, because he's just like so deflated. There, I did it. I wasn't going to bring him up at all, but there, I said it. But that's it. I'm not doing a reading on Trump. I guess I'm talking about Zelensky, so I'm talking about contrast as well. And yeah, Trump is in the background. He sees Trump as sort of like collateral damage from, like, just the war of the world, like what we're going through as humanity is like, he doesn't really see Trump as a threat or anything like that. He's just like a deflated lead balloon that's just blocking out the sun and part of his environment, unfortunately. But Zelensky sees the future. and he sees a very strong future. I'm not sure if I see Zelensky having a very long life, to be honest. And he's okay with that as well. I see him as being mission driven, and it's possible that when the mission is complete, his life might be complete. And he's totally okay with that. He's here for, it's like the blackberry pie. It's dessert. It's that's kind of what, you know. I'm talking about Zelensky's death at some point. We're all gonna die, so nothing controversial. But that when he dies, whenever that is, he's gonna feel completely fulfilled. He did the right thing, and he exceeded his own expectations. He went above and beyond in every possible way. And he knows that he's going to be victorious. He knows that he's not just here as a symbol, but he is going to bring victory. But that I don't see him being in his 80s. And that's going to be really tragic for a lot of people, that he doesn't have the longest life. But he has a very important life. And he has lots and lots of work to do, you know, after this, as we all do. We're all eternal. This man is here for the hardest part, and he's going to see everyone through it. And I just sort of get a sense that the relief is going to sort of, he's going to it's going to feel like a bit of a collapse when he knows that his mission is complete. Yeah, I kind of actually see that I think part of his time is also in the quiet moments he prepares himself for his own departure, and that it can be an extraordinary distraction to focus on everyone else. But also I think that he understands that his position puts him in the line of fire, and that I think he grieves in advance for his wife and his family. And he uses that as fuel. But I think he does, that's maybe one aspect that he does alone. He's shared these hard conversations with his wife and his family, but I think that is also a part of his mind as well, that sometimes he roams the earth as if he's already died. And that kind of gives him the lightness. You know, it takes sometimes when things get so nerve-wracking, he reminds himself that each day could very well be his last day. And he works from that point out. I think he's going to live for, I'd say, at least another 20 years. But that, yeah, I don't see him being an old man. What a beautiful soul. All right, well, with that, I'm going to leave it here to dry. And then I'm going to come back and tighten the details and post it on my Instagram, which is The Painting Healer. And I look forward to seeing you at the next one. Thank you for coming along for this painting journey. And I'm sending so much of my love and support to Zelensky and to Ukraine, and wishing victory in all possible ways, because they really are keeping the light on for all of us around the world. They are a huge beacon of hope. All right, thank you, and I'll see you next time.